Okay. Hi everyone. This is my fourth video because my kids keep interrupting, but hopefully this will go smoothly. Okay, so this is a video showing you how I organize Jack's IEP paperwork, his medical info, and school stuff. It's in particular towards one person, but obviously these tips can help anyone who has a kiddo with an IEP and medical stuff. Anyways, so I have this really neat folder that I bought. I think I got it at Walmart. It has a cool little, I like pockets. So this pocket here, you can put just a regular piece of paper and label it. If you have more than one kiddo, obviously you're gonna want to put their name on it. So this folder is neat because it zippers. It has these stationary file folders in here that they don't come out. They're like stuck in here. But I labeled them by school year because that's what makes sense with an IEP. So pre-K 1 and 2, TK, kinder, first, second, etc. And obviously as the years go by, the IEP gets bigger as Jack needs more services. So this is great to have. If you need to take it with you to an IEP meeting or Social Security or whatever, you know, just take the whole thing. And with it zipping, your stuff isn't going to go anywhere. It's not going to fall out. It's not going to get disorganized. So this thing is amazing. It works great for this purpose. So this big tub I have for everything else. I did used to keep the IEPs in here, but I felt like it was just a little too much. I mean, you see how much is in here, and he's only in the 2nd grade. And we're about here-ish. Yeah. So, it's just too much. So on this side, I have Jack. He's the blue and green. And then you flip it over, and you have Chloe. So each tub can be used for 2 kiddos, depending on how much stuff you have. Obviously, Chloe's only 3. She doesn't have that much stuff yet. She hasn't started school. Really, she's only had a little bit of medical info and gymnastics, which I have not really needed to put anything in here yet for that. So, flipping back to Jack's, this thing gets pretty heavy too. So in here I label the first big chunk folder. I added 2 tabs to this because, I mean, to condense stuff, it just makes sense for us. But you can label it however you need to. So this first one is birth information, medical info, and miscellaneous. So, you know, pictures, SSI, Social Security disability info, genetics. This whole little folder itself is genetics. I mean, just so much paperwork. And then just different stuff that if I need it, I know where to go. And then the next section is actually development and evaluation. So in this one, I used to keep, I mean, I probably still have it, like this type of stuff. You get stuff at the doctor's, and you're like, oh, I think I need to keep this. Obviously, years down the road, you realize I don't need to keep that. I did a major purge of this tub a couple years ago when we moved, because there was just so much stuff that I was like, I do not need this. This is accessible on the internet. Let's purge it. So everything in here, I feel like I want to keep or I need to keep. This whole section is, you know, evaluations from speech, physical therapy, occupational therapy, school evaluations for that type of stuff. Not so much, actually, I don't think I have school stuff in here. It would probably be with the IEP stuff. Yeah, so another great thing, I forgot about the medical part, is I have these papers that I made up for Jack. Because he's had so many surgeries, I went ahead and blocked out his name and birth date. Just because other people might see this that I don't really think need that information. So I update it every time he has something done, obviously. Has an updated date. All his procedures based on date, doctor, location, surgery, condition, and then diagnosis. So this is great to have because if, okay, you go to a new doctor, you have to fill out all of that paperwork. You're not going to remember all of this. I don't care who you are. I have a lot of medical information myself. I have one of these for me because it's pretty the same length. But like I said, every year or every time he has a procedure, I update it. So, by the time we get to, this one was updated. I updated it this year, or 2016. Anyways, so great thing to have. This is like a necessity to have. So back to the tub. After you're done with all the medical evaluations and everything else, obviously this is going to vary to how what you have to organize. If you don't have a whole lot of medical info, you're just going to have one little tiny folder, and that's great. Whatever works for you. But I really wanted to put school stuff in here too. So again, this does not include IEP. The IEP stuff goes in the binder. Everything else goes in here. So preschool year 1, preschool year 2, TK, kinder, first, second. He's in the 2nd grade now. I just organized his 2nd grade folder. So that's this big chunk. I put stuff in here like report cards, papers that he's done, frequency words that we may want to refer back to if he needs it, awards, tests, cute little things that is adorable that I want to keep. I'm sure you all have stuff from when you were little. This is sort of like the same thing. Obviously, I probably don't need to keep all of this stuff, but I want to, yearbook. Yeah, so this is just for me and for him when he's older. If he wants to keep it when he's older, fine. But it's nice to have. And I think I've been keeping Social Security in here as well, just because it keeps a little bit more organized. And I'll have to flip through here to get it. Well, I don't know why it would be in there. Never mind. I'm getting confused. Anyways, so that is... And I did add... When he was younger, I had added Boy Scouts and sports, but now that I know him a little bit better, being 2nd grade, these may need to be turned into something a little bit more him. So, and that's okay. Do what works for you and your child. So, yeah, that's everything. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but that's what I do. I keep everything in here. I stick it in the closet. I refer to it when I need it. And everything is organized and not scattered. And that just makes life a whole lot easier. So, yeah, have a fantastic day.